Over the years, it has been known that Embiid has relatively more trouble with the Celtics than any other team. But coming into opening night, the Celtics didn't have Rob Williams and just signed Vonleh and Griffin in the last 2 months, which meant Embiid had a great shot of dominating this game. Throughout the game, the Sixers were trying everything to get Embiid the ball in his sweet spots, but the Celtics with some stellar defense really limited him, and here's where the chess match starts. So to begin the game, the Sixers wanted to get Embiid some face-ups on the left wing, which is his comfort zone, and clear out for him to work. The Celtics would double him immediately, using the man on the top of the key, and having other help defenders cover the necessary matchups. Because of the stagnation on the Sixers' end, these doubles gave Embiid a hard time to score. This forced Embiid to try and go quick, but you could tell he may have been rushing a bit to avoid the double teams. The only time he scored from the left post was in garbage time, and that was because the Celtics were focused on stopping any sort of barrage of threes. But as you can see, if you give Embiid time, he's going to score the way he wants, which meant the Sixers need to figure out how to get the ball in his hands that can discourage double teams. They adjusted by having Embiid face up in the middle of the floor. That way, Embiid is able to have both sides of the court open to make a pass in case a double comes. This discouraged the Celtics from doubling at first, which helped him earn a couple successful offensive trips. Because of his threat on the offensive end, White started cheating to Embiid when he noticed that Maxey was trying to feed him. This gave Tyrese a wide open three, but he misses. So instead of waiting for Embiid to make a move to swarm him, the Celtics decided to shade him at the catch to discourage him from making a move. Here, Tatum has his arms out wide and congests the lane, which prompts Embiid to throw it to the corner. The Sixers tried getting Embiid on the move a couple of times to move the help defense just enough. Here, Embiid comes off a screen right into a face-up, and Tatum's focused on getting back to Tucker, which buys Embiid enough time to face up Horford and score. Before I show how the Sixers tried getting Embiid moving again, I want to mention one thing that happens often that I'm not sure fans are aware of, which is that teams like to reset or talk things over at the free throw line. Tatum is talking to Horford about where to set a pick on an offensive set, and you can see Doc Rivers instructing his players. Joel, make sure you're on that side. Melton, bring up your guy. Move, move. So Melton comes off some screens and swings the ball to the other side of the floor. In the meantime, you can see Tucker pin Horford as a decoy and Embiid moving to the top of the key. Typically, Embiid would use Tucker's screen to try and get to the other side for a face-up to get better positioning, and Horford was anticipating that, so he tried to drive through Tucker to make sure Embiid couldn't get closer to the basket. But as you can see, Embiid was actually moving to the top of the key, so that actually fooled Horford. And that's why movement is important, because it helps throw defenders off balance. But the Sixers didn't do this enough and were content with allowing the defense to be set and let Embiid make a play. The whole night, the Celtics were great at coming with help, especially getting turnovers that led to easy baskets. In the third, the Celtics were trying to feed Embiid, but the Celtics were aggressive with their help and came away with a lot of steals that helped them get easy baskets. The one time the Sixers adjusted well in the third was in this coverage. So the Sixers ran pick and roll, which flows into an Embiid face-up in the middle of the floor. The Celtics adjusted by having Jaylen Brown start out on Embiid so that him and Smart would switch the first pick and roll, and then Horford would come kick out Smart and guard Embiid, which worked to perfection. The reason it worked was because Tucker was in the dunker spot, which made Smart's life a lot easier to match up with. Next time down, the Sixers intentionally put Tucker in the corner. Vonleh would theoretically switch onto Embiid after the pick and roll, which happens, but look how far Tatum needs to go to recover to Tucker, and he knocks down the wide open three. The area where the Sixers and Embiid had more success was in the pick and roll. They often ran empty side pick and rolls, so there was less help. And because the Celtics were so focused on stopping Embiid, the ball handler had opportunities for floaters and open jumpers. If you watch the game, Tyrese Maxey got most of his points from these opportunities, and the reality is that it's going to be there all season long. Harden and Embiid also ran pick and roll in the middle of the floor where they had some success getting Embiid downhill or some open jumpers for Harden. But remember that in the NBA, you can never take away everything. And taking away Embiid's bread and butter was a win for the Celtics. For the Sixers, they're going to need to figure out how to run plays that buy Embiid enough time to go to work and score in the post. If they don't, I think they're going to be in for another disappointing season. So I hope you guys got a glimpse of what adjustments during a game looks like. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.